Hello everyone, welcome to my latest video. Today I'm going to be looking into the problem of work permits. It's something I touched on before in my 6 tips for new players, but there was a few questions that arose from my treatment of it in that first one, and it's such a big problem, it's such a big subject that I think it deserves a video of its own. So we're going to look into the ways around the work permit issue in a bit more detail today. So the problem is, if you don't know, if you have a save in a British league, then any player that you want to sign from outside of the EU, they have this foreign here and there next to their name. Any foreign player, by this which is a non-EU player, has to get a work permit. Now, to qualify for a work permit, the player has to have played a certain amount of the games for the national team. I believe it's 70% in the last year of the games that the national team have played. So that makes it quite tricky to sign any player who's a youngster. Someone like Maxim doesn't have any caps for Belarus. Any of these under-21s in South American teams you can't bring in. Also makes it a bit tricky for African players, because the higher rated ones don't seem to get picked until the African teams play a major championship, West or Agahau or whatever. Nigeria don't pick them just when they're playing the qualifiers, they only pick them for the big games, something to do with their reputation. But anyway, it makes it quite tricky to sign large swathes of the game, which can be quite annoying. But there is ways around it. In fact, there are 2 ways I'm going to look at now. The first one is a bit more complicated, it's less well known, because it is kind of tricky. You have to concentrate to get it right, but once you know how to do it, it's not too bad. So let's look into a bit more detail now. So let's say I'll fancy signing Maxi Lopez. He's a hot young Argentinian striker. It's only 18, he's got a lot of potential, but he's Argentinian with no caps, not even under 21 caps, and no second nationality. But that's fine, I want to bring him in. So at the minute it's the middle of April. The reason we're going to put in a bid now is 2 reasons. We need to know exactly what River are going to be willing to accept when it comes to that time close to the transfer window. In fact, I'll explain to you now how exactly it works so that you understand what I'm doing. The way this works is there's a kind of glitch in the game, in that if you have a bid, if you get it accepted just before the transfer window, and then rather than confirm the transfer just before the window, delay it for a week so that you're accepted before, and then it comes to the transfer window passes, and then it's a couple of days after it asks you whether you cancel, delay again or confirm. If you then confirm the transfer after the window is opened, all the players get waived through without the issue of the work permit. So we need to know now what's going to be accepted, so that we can then quickly push the transfer through. We can't get to the 25th of May, offer $1 million, they say no, offer again. There isn't time, because we'll miss the window. So I'm going to offer 2.5 now, and then we'll see whether they accept that or not. And then another reason why we're offering it now is this tells you when the transfer window does open, so you know when you need to strike later. The transfer window is different every year, it's not always the 4th of June. So a good time now is in the middle of April, just to get your bearings so you know exactly what you're going to do. So we knew that when we come back, we need to be offering a contract, putting an offer in on around the 27th, 28th of June, so that it will be accepted around a week before, and then we should be able to wave it through. Okay, so we'll confirm that, and we'll play on to see if they accept it. So yeah, they've accepted 2.5 million. So we know that that's the what they're going to go for. So set that, whatever. We'll cancel it now. We don't want to do it yet. We want to wait, but we know where we stand now. We know that if we bid 2.5 million later on, they're going to be happy to take that. So that's phase 1. Let's go to phase 2. Right, so now phase 2. We're here, it's the 30th of May. So, what is it? 6 days before the transfer window reopens. So we'll go back in to our man, Maxi Lopez. He's still still fully Argentinian. He's not got Italian second nationality or anything like that. Put in our bid of 2.5 million again. So this is why you can see that it's important that you need to know what they're going to accept. We don't have time to negotiate. It needs to happen now. So put the offer in. They've accepted the offer. That's fine. We'll now negotiate with the player. He's only a youngster. He only wants 950 quid a week. Normally you have to offer, as you'll see in the next part, a bigger wage to get anyone to get a work permit who haven't played a lot. So offer the contract. He's going to sign. Yeah, he's happy to sign. So now normally you would come in and confirm the transfer. But to make this work, we need to delay the transfer for a week and then play on. So what will happen now is time will fly by, the window will open, a few other transfers will go through. Everyone else's transfers are now gone through as the window's opened. Ignore that, that's in the way. The window's open. We just wait a day. Stop that. And here we go. This is annoying. Maxi Lopez, 2.5 million can now be completed. Confirm. And normally, you'd hit confirm and there'd be a delay. It would say the Maxi Lopez deal has been delayed for a couple of weeks while they wait to see if they get a work permit. But I don't need to do that. He's come through, he's Argentinian, he's got no caps, but he's my player. So there you go. You can see you have to follow a few rules, but once you know what to do, it's not difficult to remember. Basically, just bid around a week before the window opens, delay it, and there you go. So that's the first one. They'll now look at another one that a few of you might actually be aware of. Alright, now let's look at the second way that you can get around the work permit issue. This one is a bit more well known, so I won't do it with Maxi again. Let's do it with Maxim. Oop, is it an X? Maxim Tzalko, the main man. The man we all want. So let's put in a bid for him. Is he Belarusian, which is a foreign, and no second nationality. So let's put in a nice bid that they're probably going to accept straight away, make it nice and smooth. Right, so they've accepted the offer. So we'll offer the contract. So now normally what you would do is go in, offer him hot prospect, offer him as low as you can get away with, basically because you care about the money, you want to sign him. But what we actually have to do here is offer him a normal contract. And see, now here you see he only wants 7 grand a week. Again, if you're playing it normally, you just think, okay, he'll accept that, let's get him in. But if you do that, he won't qualify for a work permit. You have to offer a contract of, I think it's 40,000. It might be just a little bit less, but I always offer just 40 because I know that works. Basically, the laws of work permits are they have to be kind of a key player or a major player. So one way that they judge that is by whether they've been playing a lot of games for the national team, or another way is by if this player is one of the higher earners at your club, which I think if it has to be over a certain amount. So let's offer this. So he's accepted the contract. So now we have the postponement, which normally leads to 2 weeks of waiting and then the deal gets cancelled. We all know it, we've all seen it. It's highly annoying. Right, now here we are a few weeks later and Maxim has been granted his work permit. So we can confirm the transfer and in he comes, I guess. Skip by this. Here he is. He's a Manchester United player on 40k a week, but Maxim, you know that he's worth it. He's going to get you tons of goals. This one, as I said, is much simpler than the first one, but Maxim's worth 40k a week, but a lot of these younger players probably aren't. Maxi Lopez, I don't think you would want to sign on a 40k a week contract. There's no point. He's one for the future. So that one was more for, yeah, if you're seeing a guy at the Olympics or something, you like the look of him, you think you want to develop him, sign them that way. If you're after a marquee signing, but one who hasn't got any caps for their country, and you're willing to offer them 40k a week plus, then you can do it this way. So yeah, that's about it. There was one thing that people asked me about, which I'm going to see if would work. It was asked, could I negotiate Maxim back down to a lower contract now I've got him in? I guess that you could. I'm going to try it. I don't know if it'll work. I'll pause the video and let you know, but it's a good question. Actually, I'll show you the negotiations. So I'm not going to change him back down to a youth player because I think that will just upset him. So obviously he's on 40k, he wants his 40k. I'm going to try and offer him 30, well 30 is the most I can at the minute anyway. And I don't really want to give him that much of a signing on fee, as that will negate any savings I made. So maybe let's offer him like 100k signing on fee and 30k a week. So then in 10 weeks we'll have saved that 100k, and then we're making savings all the way along. Whether or not I'd accept it is another thing. Put the offer in. No, he's not going to play ball. I don't think that's an avenue that's worth exploring. But, well, it was worth looking into, but I don't think you're going to have any luck with it. So, yeah, I'll finish the video there. Thanks for watching. I look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye bye.